Hello friends and neighbors, and welcome back to this series on dating a Filipina in the Philippines. Um, I addressed before that there are primarily two different types of cultures here in the Philippines. There's the city culture, the Manila Girl culture, and then there's the province culture, which is the girls who live out in the country with their brothers and sisters and their families and so on. And again, you have to forget those ambient sounds because, well, this is the Philippines, and the door is open. That was a Jeep, by the way. So anyway, I don't know how to put this any better way, but here in the Philippines, as a foreigner, when Filipinas see you, the first thing they think of is money. This guy can give me a better lifestyle than I've currently got. This guy could be a step up for me. This guy could help me finish my school. He could give me a safe home. He could, and of course, if she's looking for a family, this guy, I could have children with this guy, and we could send them to the university, and we could have a good future together. And so there's always going to be that element that comes into play. And I don't think you're going to be able to get away with that, away from that, no matter what. You will always look like a walking, talking dollar sign. And again, I used to say there's two people in this world that I really feel sorry for. I feel sorry for beautiful women because they will never know who really loves them for who they are deep inside, and rich men because they will never know who really loves them for who they are deep inside. And the same person who loves you when you're rich may not be the person who loves you when you're broke. And for women, the man who loved you when you were drop-dead gorgeous may not love you once you've had a stroke. Yeah, makes sense. So there's a couple of things to bear in mind, regardless of which one of these two classes that you're going after, or that you find yourself encountering. First of all, take your time, especially if you're looking for a long-term relationship. And the reason I say that is because good girls will behave like good girls. But quite frequently, bad girls will behave like good girls because it's part of their act. Almost every woman wants to portray herself as the sweet, innocent, pure as the wind-driven snow, angelic, saintly little thing that maybe had a rough time in her life, and now she's met you, her knight in shining armor. Yeah, they all say that. So the thing is, let's talk about the Manila Girls first. In the Manila Girls, you've got a couple of subsets. You've got the girls who work in Manila in offices and professional jobs. And of course, if they're older, she might be a doctor, she might be an attorney. And of course, that's going to be a whole other story because there you're dating with someone who's already established, who already has their own life. They're not looking for you to rescue them or save them. But you're probably not going to find that type of girl in the bar scene or in the nightlife scene, which is where a lot of foreigners, it seems, find themselves. Sad to say. Obviously, if you're dating an older lady who happens to be, in that professional group, that's going to be a lot easier to work with than if you're dating a younger lady who happens to be in the nightlife set. And of course, naturally, you need to treat each one accordingly. If you were dating a dentist, obviously, you'd want to take her out to a nice dinner someplace, and you'd want to take her maybe dancing at someplace that's a little bit classy. Take her to go get a couple of drinks somewhere later, and then kind of see how things go. She's a dentist. right? She's not interested in paying her for the date or something like that. Okay, so obviously you want to take those as friendships in the beginning, and you want to see where they go mentally and then emotionally, and then later on you can see if it develops into anything physical. Um, as long as it's someone you're attracted to, and you take your time and you go slow, kind of like with any professional in any other country. Okay, if you're dating the girls that you meet in the nightlife scene, this takes us to what we call the bar girl. Now, the bar girls are girls that typically go out to bars in order to meet guys and date. That's what they do. Either professionally as professional bar girls or as freelancers who are just basically working on their own. Let's talk about these characters for just a couple of minutes. If you meet a girl who's working in a bar, okay, let's just be honest. Her job is to entertain male customers and get them to spend money at the bar. That's what her job is. And most of them will do anything, and I mean anything, for money, because that's their job. That's what they're in it for. If you build houses, you'll build anything, no matter what the person wants. So you've got to bear that in mind. I found of the bar girls that I've met, and I have met a few bar girls in my life, oddly enough, even there they fall into certain groups. You meet the single mother who's working in the bar because she has no other way to raise decent money for her 2 children that she's got at home. And you kind of feel for her, but she's got to do what she's got to do because she's got 2 kids at home. The dad, of course, took off, or the dads took off, whatever the case may be, and there's nothing else she can really do that's going to earn her that kind of money. She never graduated from high school, perhaps. She obviously didn't go to college. She didn't get an education. She's got 2 kids at home, and now she's working in the bar trying to raise up money by drinking beer at night with guys and having sex with guys at night in order to raise up some cash for the kids. She's not there because she wants to be necessarily. She's there because she needs to be there. And obviously, if you met a girl like that and you did fall in love with her and she was special to you, you want to make sure that she's not one of the other 2. Because there's 3 that I'm going to talk about. The third one, actually, what was the first one? Let's just go with the second one. The second one here, she's working in a bar because she has no morals whatsoever, and it's a job like any other. So she comes in, she puts on the makeup, she bats her eyelashes, and she tosses her hair, and she's all sweet and loving and kind, and she's just, again, they all put on this I'm super innocent thing. I was sitting in a bar one evening, and the place was about empty, so 2 girls came up and sat down at my little table, and I said, I'm sorry, I'm not, all right, fine, I got them both a beer, and I said, okay, well, I'll talk to you guys for a couple of minutes. So how long have you been working here? One said, I've been working here for about a week, da-da-da-da-da, and the other one, how about you? I've been working here for 2 weeks. Okay, so again, they want to put on that veil of innocence that, this bar scene is really new to them, and so the girl that was working there 2 weeks, she says, I've got to go to the CR. I'll be back in a minute. And the other girl, she says, I want to tell you something. I says, yeah, what's that? She says, I really have been working here for only a week. I was just in the province a week ago. I came here a week, and that girl has been here for 3 years, but she tells everyone she's only been here for 2 weeks. And I kind of had to laugh. I remember another case. I used to go to this place called Night Shot up in Antipolo, outside of Manila, and there was a girl that worked there, sweet, beautiful, cute, gorgeous-looking thing, and she would tell everyone she's been working there for 2 weeks. I would go there maybe, I don't know, once or twice a week for a beer, I don't know, for 7 or 8 months. And every time I saw her with a guy, she would always say, well, I've been here for 2 weeks. She's married and has 5 kids at home. But she's telling everybody she's been here for 2 weeks and she's single and she has no kids and on and on. So no matter what their home life is, married with 5 kids and telling everybody that she's been here for 2 weeks and she's single and has no kids. Because there's no money in saying, hi, I'm married and I've got 5 kids at home. A lot of guys are going to go like, okay, all right, well, you take care of you, God bless, see ya. Glad, I wouldn't want to be you. All right, so anyway, the second type of girl that I'm talking about is the girl who just basically doesn't have a lot of morals, and she's just, this is a job. That's all this is. This is just a job. And you want to kind of be careful of that type of girl, to be completely honest. Because if she has no morals, and this is just a job, that means that, she's got nothing against having sex with everyone she meets. It doesn't represent a problem to her on a moral level at all. And ultimately, you don't want to be involved in a long-term relationship with someone who has no moral compass. Unless you also have no moral compass and you don't really care. Which I've also seen on a couple of occasions. But anyway, so you've got the first girl who's here because she just really needs the money. She doesn't necessarily like the job, but she doesn't have any other way to raise up the money for the kids. Then you've got the second girl who basically doesn't really care one way or the other. This is just a job to her. And then you've got the third type of girl, which is the girl who loves the job. I met a girl one time who was just drop dead gorgeous. I mean, this girl was, she had a body to die for, a face to die for. Everything about this girl was just, she spoke great English. She was charismatic. She was funny. And, she looked great. She sounded great. This girl was a picture. She was something you would see she was a picture. She was amazing. And so I called her over and I said, I'd like to buy you a beer and I want to talk to you for a few minutes. And so I started talking to this girl and I was like, I've got to ask you. I said, first of all, I want to tell you you're remarkably beautiful. She says, yeah, thank you. I hear that a lot. And I bet you do. And I just got to be curious. I says, I'm sure that you could probably have any job you wanted. Why do you want to work here? Because this was, bear in mind, this was not a really fancy place. And she said, well, do you like dancing? And I'm like, okay, sure. Okay. Do you like playing pool? Yes, I guess I like playing pool. And she's like, do you like meeting new people? And I said, yes, I enjoy meeting new people. She said, do you enjoy having sex? And I said, well, yeah, I think everybody enjoys having sex. And she says, okay, I like all those things too, and I get paid for them. Do you? And I was like, yeah, no, I don't. As a matter of fact, I don't get paid anything for those things. She's like, I do. I get to do what I enjoy doing every single night, and I get paid for it. And I was like, well, that's good information. That was very interesting. And it occurred to me, there are a lot of girls out there who do that job because they enjoy it. They enjoy the sex, they enjoy the attention, they enjoy the music, they enjoy meeting strangers, they like the adventure of it, and for them again, they have no moral compass whatsoever, but they just enjoy doing the job. So those are primarily the three types of girls that I met working in bars. Now, I had a friend of mine who actually said to me one time, he said, be very, very careful about taking a girl out of a bar. And I said, why is that? And he says, because you can take the girl out of the bar, but you can't take the bar out of the girl. And what do we mean by that? Let's say you meet this girl in the bar, she's working there in the bar, under any of those three categories, and you take her out, you develop a serious relationship with her, for some reason or another you convince her to not go to the bar. Well, as you know, there's no such thing as a perfect marriage, there's no such thing as a perfect relationship, and then the first night that you guys have a fight, you have a disagreement, you're arguing about something, she decides to storm out of the house, guess where she's going? She's going to the bar. Guess what she's used to doing at the bar? Meeting guys. So, her way of getting getting back at you every time you have an argument with her or every time you have a disagreement could very well be going to the bar, meeting guys, and cheating on you. I met a Manila Girl one time who was actually the office worker type, but she told me she was traditional, she told me she was conservative, she told me all these wonderful things, and so I got together with her. She was beautiful, she was everything I ever dreamed of in a woman. I thought she was the most amazing person on the planet, fell madly in love with the girl, and that girl cheated on me every single day and twice on Tuesday, because it was Tuesday, I guess. But she had absolutely no moral compass whatsoever. And if ever I looked at her sideways or and anything, she would head off, and she'd end up at the bar someplace. Even though she wasn't a bar worker, that was just the type of girl she was. She used to brag and say, "I'm not a prostitute. I don't have sex with guys for money." I remember saying, "No, you have sex with guys for free." Frankly, I'd rather have a prostitute. At least a prostitute knows she can get paid for this, right? So anyway, you can meet that type of girl in Manila and end up really, really sorry about it. So I would caution you about getting together with girls that you meet at the bar, unless they have a religious experience or something that changes them in their character. You're always going to have that wonder, where was she last night, and why did she come home a little bit late, and why wasn't her cell phone on, and things like that. Also, I don't know if you've ever sat down with a girl at an outdoor restaurant and had 3 guys walk by and wink at her because they know her. That can be a little bit disheartening if you're a guy. You might not like that so much, and you might think to yourself, what, I get married to the whore of Babylon over here? How did this happen? So, you've got to weigh that into the equation if you're getting together with one of these girls who knows her way around the city. Because the city does know its way around her as well. Err on the side of caution. Keep that girl at an arm's length for a long time to find out what kind of character she really is. And who knows? I mean, yes, a lot of those girls do get to a point where they get tired of that lifestyle, and they've already done it with 500 or 600 guys, and now they want to call it quits and find a guy to take them home and help her raise her 2 kids and maybe give him 1 more. So you can run across those girls, or you can run across the one who's just got the kid at home and needs the money and is looking for a guy who can get her out. What you don't want to end up being is in love with a woman who sees you as her customer. You get my point? You're in love, you think this is special, and she's in love with your money, and she sees you as her customer. I remember I was walking down the street in Makati one time, and I walked past this bar, and this guy was out in front of the bar. He was like, and he's obviously upset, and he's a foreigner, and I'm like, are you okay? Maybe he's psychotic. I'm going to keep him at a little bit of a distance. I'm like, are you okay? And he's like, no, I'm not okay. I'm like, what happened? Maybe somebody took his passport, or he dropped his money. Maybe he needs help with cab fare or something to take him home. It's like, somebody bar-fined my girlfriend. I was like, okay. What that means is that somebody went into the bar, paid the 1,000 pesos or whatever to take his girlfriend home with them for 3 hours. And you know what she's going to do over that 3-hour period, because that 1,000 is not going to be enough. She wants a tip. So, she is going to get naked. That's for sure. So I told the guy, I said, well, I don't know, it's only, let's see here, it's only 7 o'clock. She'll be back. Just go in and have a beer and wait for her. She'll come back. No, you don't understand. You don't understand. I'm like, no, sir, no, sir. You don't understand. She'll be back. Don't hate the player, hate the game. If you don't want to play the game, don't play the game. But don't hate the player. You knew she was a bar girl when you started dating her, right? And that's the way it went. So you can't be mad at the player.
As always, I appreciate a like and a thumbs up, and I would really love it if you would subscribe to the channel. There's going to be a lot more interesting videos coming up, and you're going to love them. Looking forward to seeing you on those. Cheers.
you.